The Silk Road, far more than a single path, was a complex interwoven network of trade routes that connected the East and West for centuries, profoundly shaping the ancient civilizations it touched. Its origins can be traced back to the Han Dynasty in China, 207 BCE. 20 CE, spurred by the desire for Western horses, crucial for bolstering their military strength. The famed diplomat Zhang Qian's expeditions around 139-119 BCE laid the groundwork, establishing contact with civilizations in Central Asia and uncovering the allure of trade opportunities. Initially, the silk in the Silk Road wasn't solely about the fabric. It represented a broad category of goods originating from China, including porcelain, tea, spices, and paper, highly sought after in the West. In return, the West offered goods like horses, wool, linen, glass, gold, silver, and precious stones, creating a symbiotic exchange that fueled economic growth on both ends. The Silk Road wasn't a single, well-defined route, but rather a constellation of pathways branching across Asia, Europe, and North Africa, adapting to geographical constraints and political realities. The northern route, the most famous, traversed through Central Asia, passing through oasis cities like Samarkand, Bukhara, and Merv, pivotal hubs for trade and cultural exchange. The southern route skirted the Taklamakan Desert, a formidable barrier requiring travelers to navigate through a series of scattered oasis towns and endure harsh conditions. The Maritime Silk Road, a later development, connected China to Southeast Asia, India, the Arabian Peninsula, and eventually Europe via sea routes, becoming increasingly important with advancements in shipbuilding and navigation. These routes weren't solely conduits for material goods. They were also pathways for the exchange of ideas, religions, technologies, and cultural practices. Buddhism, originating in India, spread eastward along the Silk Road, profoundly influencing the cultures of Central Asia, China, Korea, and Japan. Nestorian Christianity, Zoroastrianism, and Manichaeism also found their way along the Silk Road, establishing communities and leaving their mark on the religious landscape of Asia. Technologies like paper making, gunpowder, and the compass, originating in China, gradually spread westward, revolutionizing various aspects of life in Europe and the Middle East. Mathematical and astronomical knowledge also flowed along the Silk Road, with Indian numerals and Arabic algorithms significantly impacting European scholarship. The Sogdians, an Iranian people, played a crucial role as intermediaries along the Silk Road, establishing trading colonies and acting as translators and facilitators between different cultures. Their language and script became lingua franca along the Silk Road, facilitating communication and trade between diverse groups. The Kushan Empire, strategically located along the Silk Road, flourished as a major trading hub, blending Greek, Indian, and Buddhist influences. Their patronage of art and religion led to the development of a unique cultural identity that spread along the Silk Road. The Parthian Empire also controlled key sections of the Silk Road, benefiting from trade revenues and exerting influence over regional politics. The Roman Empire, at the western end of the Silk Road, developed a voracious appetite for Chinese silk, driving demand and fueling trade. However, the Romans lamented the outflow of gold and silver to pay for Chinese goods, contributing to economic anxieties. The Byzantine Empire, successor to the Roman Empire, continued to trade with China, maintaining a demand for silk and other luxury goods. The Arabs, with the rise of Islam, gained control of key trade routes, becoming major intermediaries between China and the West. Baghdad, under the Abbasid Caliphate, flourished as a major center of trade, learning and cultural exchange, connected to the Silk Road network. The Tang dynasty, 618–907 CE, marked a golden age for the Silk Road, with increased political stability and economic prosperity. The Silk Road witnessed increased interaction between Chinese, Indian, Persian, and Arab cultures, leading to a vibrant exchange of ideas and artistic styles. The Anlushan Rebellion, 755–763 CE, disrupted trade along the Silk Road, leading to a period of instability and decline. The fragmentation of the Tang dynasty led to a decrease in central control, making trade routes more vulnerable to bandits and political instability. The rise of maritime trade routes, particularly through Southeast Asia, provided alternative pathways for trade, gradually diminishing the importance of the overland Silk Road. The Mongol Empire, 13th–14th centuries, briefly revived the Silk Road, establishing a Pax Mongolica that facilitated trade and communication across Asia. However, the Black Death spread along the Silk Road, devastated populations across Asia and Europe, disrupting trade, causing widespread social and economic upheaval. The fragmentation of the Mongol Empire led to a decline in central control, making trade routes more vulnerable to bandits and political instability once again. The Ottoman Empire's control over key trade routes in the 15th century disrupted trade between Europe and Asia, prompting European exploration of alternative sea routes. The age of exploration, beginning in the 15th century, led to the establishment of direct sea routes between Europe and Asia, diminishing the importance of the Silk Road. Despite its decline, the Silk Road left a lasting legacy, shaping the cultures, economies, and religions of the civilizations it touched. The spread of Buddhism, papermaking, gunpowder, and the compass are just a few examples of the profound impact of the Silk Road on world history. The Silk Road fostered cultural exchange, religious tolerance, and economic prosperity, leaving a lasting impact on the interconnectedness of the world. Modern initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative aim to revive the spirit of the Silk Road, fostering economic cooperation and cultural exchange between Asia, Europe, and Africa.